Everyone dreams of living an uncommon life, and the best asset you have to achieve your dreams is you. Welcome to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. We're going to introduce you to people who are living uncommonly. We're also going to give you some tools and strategies for building wealth and for pursuing an uncommon path that is uniquely right for you.
Hello and welcome everybody to an episode of the Uncommon Wealth Podcast where I'm your host, Phillip Ramsey, and we have Cody Kowalski.
Hello.
The one that blows it all up. The one that just knocks our records to the park.
That's the truth. Last time I was on here, it was our highest viewed podcast.
Ever?
And it was all about me.
It was ever?
No.
Okay.
Maybe in like the last 6 months.
Okay, that
I didn't
could be
look
true.
very far.
Okay.
But it went pretty well.
I'm glad that you look at our statistics because I sure don't. So you could have been like, yeah, it's the best ever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we have Cody.
As well.
Today we're going to talk about something that we did just recently, and that's why I wanted Cody on this show, because I wanted him to have a little bit of insight of himself. But the long and short of it is we did a VIP day for business owners, and we tried to niche down to try to figure out business owners that are married, that are both working in the business actively. Now, it actually ended up being there was a couple people there that their husbands weren't actively in the business, but they still have a huge component and a huge part of it supporting and stuff. And so we had 7 couples representing 6 businesses. So we had 2 couples there. The wives actually took over their father's mobile home park. It's actually my mother and my aunt, which is cool. And then both their husbands came. So we had the total of 14 people in the room, plus Cody and I, so that's 16. We did it in Ankeny, and we just wanted to pour into like giving some of these business owners a different perspective. But what we said, is business ownership is kind of lonely. But when you're married and you're running a business, it can be kind of an echo chamber because that's all you talk about at home. So we wanted to get some like-minded people in another room, telling them they're not alone. And there's other married couples running a business, and we just wanted to encourage them there. So that was the premise. Did I miss anything?
No, you didn't. You didn't miss anything.
Okay. But it was an all-day deal. There was a couple that flew in from Colorado, dear friends of ours, Greg and Libby Olson, and the whole dynamics of the room. Let's just talk about that first, because I feel like my wife does a good job of like trying to pair people that are going to really mesh well. And I've been known in the past to not just figure it out, right? But this room, I'll let you, Cody, talk about that.
Totally meshed. I feel like they left like super close. I mean, even in the middle of it, like the couple from, no one really knew each other, to be honest. Like Phillip knew everybody, but nobody knew each other coming in, and by the end of it, everyone was super close. In the beginning, we did some super fun activities that got everybody laughing, and some fun introductions of like, wait, they did what? And that brought everyone together. So I would say the whole group totally meshed really well.
I agree. I felt like they left with their new best friends.
Yeah.
And then after seeing who said they were coming, I was like, okay, we've got a dynamic room.
Yeah.
And everybody, this is the first time Cody and I have done something like this specifically. I've done a couple guys trips, but never really with couples. And so once I saw the people who said yes, I was really excited about I don't think I can fail, because nobody in the room's going to let me crash and burn.
And there was even a lot of age difference too between who our oldest couple was versus our youngest couple, but it just totally matched. So
let's talk about
it. And everybody shared and had super powerful
We had
insights.
6 businesses represented. And if you count Uncommon Wealth, because I did it in this statistic, how many years was it collectively that we all were running a business?
Oh, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Was it like 100 or 200?
Nope.
What was it?
98 years collectively.
Way high.
Yeah.
That's all right.
But then I did a statistic on how long has the room collectively been married. That was 198.
And the youngest was 6 months, me, and the oldest was 50 years. The longest was 50 years.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? There was a 50, a 42, and then, 24s and things like that.
So because of me, the 6 months we rounded up a year.
That's right. That's right. Actually, we didn't. We had somebody with 24 and a half years. No, maybe it wasn't. It was a half. Maybe it was like 16 and a half.
Yeah.
And then I counted yours as all right, well, that's just kind of.
Oh, yeah, whatever that is.
So, but yeah, really, really cool and dynamic, group. And, Cody talked about just the introduction, and like, no one likes icebreakers. No one likes it. And so when somebody, this is a trigger for me, like when I'm in like a big event and they're like, we're going to do an icebreaker, immediately I'm like, I hate my life. Although I will say icebreakers are kind of like, they're necessary. But you just can't say the word icebreaker.
Yeah.
And we never did.
Yeah.
Right? We try to figure out like, how is it fun and engaging to try to know the people around you, and not having to tell, like, you don't have to be the ones like, okay, tell us about yourself.
For sure.
You know?
And I think we walked in with a confidence of like, if nobody else does this, well, we're going to do it. Like, we'll totally do this. So then they followed.
So that was fun because, really nobody was stood up and like, this is my name. This is my highest bowling score, you know, something dumb, you know, like, and they didn't do that. We just kind of had a different approach, an uncommon perspective. And I think it hit well. It was exciting. So that was fun. We did have a lot of breaks, which I think is kind of helpful, but moving forward, we just tried to like, how do we engage these people maybe in an uncommon perspective to give them an uncommon trajectory to be able to look at their business in a little bit different way. And then I think that happened. I think there was a lot of different things that we did. We're trying to kind of be a little bit vague because we want to continue to do these. But yeah, we had some experiences that I think were like, you'll never forget those. I'll never forget those.
Yeah.
And so it was awesome. I think at the end of the day, would you say successful or unsuccessful?
I would say super successful. There was a bunch of, it was neat to see how everybody's business, they have their own perspective. They've been through their own struggles and problems, and to be able to have this like kind of group area where you get to work with one another and try to figure that stuff out, was super beneficial. And you just, again, like you've had this like, it's like, even when I came here as like an intern, like I see things and like, I don't know a lot, but I can see things that are like, okay, this could be improved, but how much more helpful or beneficial would it be to have people who are super experienced business owners who have done and went through so many different struggles in their business come and have new eyes on a problem of a different business, even if it's a different total industry, or they can still lay eyes and there's a lot of things that are alike that they can combine and
that's a good point. That's a good point. I did like that there was a lot of different businesses represented. There wasn't one, there was actually two in there that were fairly similar, but not one exactly alike. So which is really cool and dynamic. And I do think that each one person like brought their own set of experiences that really complemented each other well. So, okay, what else did we learn about today or that day?
What did we learn about that day? Smokey D's barbecue.
Pretty good.
Was wonderful.
Yeah.
Shout out to Smokey D's.
Good.
But I learned, I think for me, getting to sit in that room, and a lot of times the general advice of when you go and you open a business is don't run it with your spouse. Like, don't do it. Like, it's not, like, it's going to cause a conflict for your marriage. It's going to be hard. And seeing these couples, like, it feels like when you do that and you jump into a business with your spouse, like, it has this, like, yes, there is like a big, struggle, and like there is going to be potential conflict of like, okay, how do we do this together? How do we figure this out? But if you can break through that, figure it out, learn how to let one person lead and to submit well and to figure out your roles really well, it can make your marriage so much stronger. And even getting to see all these couples who a lot of them are in the business together, like they were better doing it together than separate in many ways, which was just neat for me as I think about, I just got married and like, oh, like I feel like if me and my wife were in a business, like we could totally do it. Because going into this, I was like, I don't know, like that'd be hard. There'd be a lot of conflict. There'd be a lot of struggle. But then now I'm like, wait, these people did it and it made their business better. It made their marriage better. And it was surely hard, but now I feel like they can take on way more together and be stronger as a couple.
Yeah, no, I think that's really valid. And again, you're seeing like the best, like you aren't seeing the times that are super hard.
For sure.
Because you're right. And so we got to pray with everyone. That was another really unique thing. I ended up doing some, Chat GPT. I tried to figure out like, what's the probability of giving 7 business owners, both of the husband and wife work in the business at some capacity, being believers. What else was there? Business owners, married,
business owner, married, believers. I think those are just those 3.
And then 7 people in the same room together.
Oh yeah.
And the statistics probability was 1 in 800 billion. 800 billion.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
So I felt super honored that everyone just took time out of their day and kind of wanted to be poured into and just kind of equipped in such a way. And I think they took a lot of things out of it. Now, there are some follow-ups. There was accountability that we all kind of talked through of what we wanted to be held accountable to. But I think one of my favorite things was just praying for everybody, is like trying to like encourage you, but also like, hey, let's just intercede for you and, you know, ask the Lord for wisdom and guidance and blessings. And so that was really cool. So at the end of the day, I couldn't have been happier with how it went. And I'm excited to do our next one. Yeah. So if you're a business owner and you don't have to have your spouse working in the business, I feel like you would totally benefit for doing something like this. So if you are listening to this and that sounds like you and you're kind of intrigued, please let us know. We would love to try to figure out when the next one is, tell you when all of that is, and go from there. But that's all I got. I just wanted to do a quick recap of that, just as kind of like a memento. I almost use this as like a journal of like all the things that we've done at Uncommon Wealth Partners. What I'm hopeful is that we continue to do those things. And because it was so fun that I knew all these people, it'll be interesting to see how this thing grows when we don't know the people, and then what we're going to do before they come to make sure we know those people. Because one thing I want to make sure is like, hey, you don't have to introduce yourself. I will, you know, like, or we will. And we've done some research that it's kind of fun to be able to articulate who you are and kind of what you're into without you have to stand up and tell your name. So anyway, I appreciate Cody was a huge instrument in just making things go smoothly. He got the Smoky D's. Oh yeah. Everybody had an open bar at the old the coffee bar, which is awesome. But thanks for all your hard work on that. And thanks for listening. I think that's all I got.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. Well, you've been listening to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. Until next time, thanks for listening. And if you're interested in a VIP day, let us know. We'd be happy to let you know. Talk to you later. Bye.
That's all for this episode, brought to you by Uncommon Wealth Partners. Be sure to visit uncommonwealth.com to learn more about our services. Don't miss an episode as we introduce you to inspiring people who are actively pursuing an uncommon life.